thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm going to make sure that you guys have the best time.
That every situation that is coming my way is my karmic account, and my power lies in the present moment.
Wherever I went, people were talking about stress management.
Yes.
I don't require a holiday because every day is a holiday.
I feel connected to people everywhere in the world. I haven't once felt I'm meeting someone who's a stranger.
A lot of very interesting women encouraged me to run for office.
I have never felt that there was any difference between me playing a Ganesh stuti on my tabla or going and reciting the Quran.
My reputation was torn to shreds.
She's Hindu, I'm Catholic.
If you want to do something path-breaking, then you have to take the risk.
And obviously I don't talk to people.
Tell us more about that too.
I'd like to clearly sign as the winner of last year's award to announce the name of the sixth winner.
Welcome to Chai with Manju. Our special guest today is the visionary behind VisionAid. She is also our Woman of the Year 2019. Let us meet Revathy Ramakrishna. Revathy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Manju.
So it's such an honor to have you. And of course, I feel the moment when Woman of the Year is announced, when the name is announced, it's like the most magical event. So what did you feel like when you heard your name, Revathy Ramakrishna is the Woman of the Year? What was that moment like?
I was, to be frank with you, really stunned.
Okay.
I was, all these emotions. I was astounded, overwhelmed. I was profoundly moved.
Oh.
I really did not expect that the judges would pick me from a group of such talented and accomplished nominees. And, as all these emotions went through my mind, it dawned on me that the reason this really, that this award was bestowed on me was less about me and really truly about the cause of VisionAid.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, before we get to your journey of VisionAid, I do want to bring something that you said before, that your parents have been your inspiration. So what was your early journey like, growing up?
Thank you for that. So my parents, service has been second nature to me, and it was like growing up, several influences that made a huge impact. My parents are have always given back to, the community, be it, serving food at the orphanage or distributing blankets at the old age home. My father is over 80 and still personally serves the marginalized community of lepers every month.
That's wonderful.
After marriage, it was Ram who inspired me, my husband. He's devotes a lot of his free time to service-oriented projects, and my in-laws as well.
Okay.
My father-in-law and mother-in-law are inspiring. So I don't think of service as a separate activity. It's kind of, like I said, become second nature.
It's a part of you.
Part of me now.
And talking of Ram, how did you meet him?
Ram and I did our engineering together.
Okay.
And it's fair to say I know him since I was 18.
Okay.
And yes, and we got married shortly after we graduated. We met, because both of us have musical interests. He plays the guitar, I sing.
Okay, we have to hear that one day.
Yes. Sure. Yeah. So he. That's how we met at the music club.
Okay.
And then, we shared so many common interests from there. And then it's never not looked back. We've been married now for 28 years.
Wow. And you have a beautiful daughter as well.
Thank you. Yes, Ramya.
Okay.
She's a wonderful young lady.
And is she musically inclined as well?
She loves music. She's learned and trained, but more on the Western side, even though she was trained classically with Indian music. Yes.
Okay. Now, tell us about your journey with Vision Aid. We'll be, of course, talking to Ram as well. But what has the journey been like, and what do you think has made the biggest impact from your perspective?
Vision Aid has been, Manju, a very beautiful journey.
Okay.
It started off actually as my husband Ram's brainchild.
Okay.
There are several members in our Ram's extended family, as well as Ram himself, who have experienced, and we have seen visual impairment close up at very close quarters. And we have overcome them. The challenges have been overcome. And when Ram, said that he wanted to give up, give back actually to the community and provide the same kind of support and encouragement and opportunities to other visually impaired people, it resonated with me immediately. I jumped at the idea, and that's where Vision Aid started. As a very small, personal project funded by us, in the hometown of Visakhapatnam, Vizag, which is Ram's hometown, where we surveyed, all of the eye care providers, found that there was a big need. And then we, got referrals from ophthalmologists and optometrists, because everybody realizes what can't be cured has to be endured. So rehabilitation is key. Help them, give them the services and help them overcome the challenges which are posed daily by visual impairment.
In Boston, of course, Vision Aid is now a household name in our community, thanks to all the work you've done. And you said somewhere there are 100 volunteers. So share with us, of course, Puran, we've talked to Puran Dangji, he's done a lot of work as well, but share some of how the people in this community, how our village has helped in the journey of Vision Aid. Who are the people behind it?
Oh, thank you. Vision Aid has grown to what it is and become a household name, like you said, thanks to immensely talented volunteers. Our first is the board of directors. Our 12 board of directors are so committed. Their dedication is unparalleled. The board of advisors, headed by Puran Dangji, that is another very committed group. I'm not naming individual names because it's way too many, so many people. Then, we have been very lucky to have so many key members and influential, philanthropically minded members and donors in the community who have come and rallied behind the cause. So that has helped us also expand our footprint. And then last but not the least, definitely the dance community has also rallied behind us. Our volunteers, there's so many selfless volunteers. Ram and I are just two additional pair of hands alongside serving, the visually impaired. So without each of these, people, Vision Aid wouldn't be what it is today.
Okay, That's so great to hear. Now, currently you have in India 10 locations and you're helping 1,000 people. And what we, of course, will be talking to the president of Vision Aid, Mr. Syed Rizvi. But what is your vision for future of Vision Aid?
Future of Vision Aid is, it's my goal and our goal, Ram and my goal and our vision for the entire board is that we want to establish what is called a National Resource Center model. And the National Resource Center offers 16 different interventions to help the visually impaired community based on the need. It's very individualized. Rehabilitation is a very, very individualized field, as you know, being a doctor yourself. So that it's a very personal and individualized and personalized model. And we want to establish this Vision Aid model, National Resource Center model, at every major eye care hospital, as well as at every blind school. That is our vision for Vision Aid.
That is amazing. And if people want to help, all the viewers who are watching today, if they want to help in any way or they want to reach out to you, what is the best way for them to reach out to you guys?
The best way to reach out to us is send an email at info@visionaid.org and come and join us, and there will be a response within 24 hours. And we'll get back.
That's what, and I have to say that I've personally gone for several of your events as well, and they're wonderful. Of course, I was introduced by Munju Intro. She was that time she was the president, and then I have seen the enormous work that you do. And talking of the show, we have a show coming up soon.
Yes.
And your shows have really become a big tradition in summer, and everybody looks forward to that. And you have a great choreographer who involves all the amazing dance teachers. So tell our viewers a little bit about that as well.
So viewers, you're in for a visual treat.
Yeah.
I like Please do join us. This year's event is called Invincible Spear. Invincible Spear, The Legend of Skanda. It's a Broadway style musical with amazing backdrops, animation, props, music, dances, and English narration and super titles will make it accessible for all. Do join us, and it is unforgettable. People come back year after year once they've seen it once.
And you have some amazing dance directors who are involved as well, right?
Yes, we have been very fortunate. I would like to, it started off with Ranjini Sehgal, also a Woman of the Year so she started the journey on the Vision Aid events. And from there, Jayanti Ghatraju took it the next step. We're fortunate to have Jayanti Ghatraju, Suja Meyapan, Shri Priya Natarajan Murthy, Tenu Rajan, Kalpana Balchandar, and Hema Iyengar of Center for Arts and Excellence. All of them have joined hands with us, and it's been it's thanks to them, and of course, they've come under the guidance of Madurai R. Muralidharan, who is this amazing choreographer who produces these shows.
It's like a Broadway show.
It is. It is. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Right, and we have a great clip from him also, so we'll be showing that. So tell the viewers the date, the location. So are the tickets available still? I know it's virtually sold out.
We are 99% sold out.
Okay. Any standing room?
So, but yes, it's on Sunday, July 21st at Littleton High School at 4 p.m. We do hope to see you there. Please join us for a visual treat.
And I have to say, our 9 judges on Woman of the Year Day made a great decision when they picked you as Woman of the Year. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manju.
So when that moment came, when Revathy's name was announced, what was I thinking? I went back 12 years. It was about 3 years into Vision Aid, 2008, the big financial crisis. Our jobs were at stake, and we were volunteers putting a lot of time. So I was at a crossroads and contemplating whether we should continue with Vision Aid or not. And it was really Revathy who very emphatically and passionately convinced me that we should not stop. We should go forward with Vision Aid. despite all the other challenges, and thank God I listened to her for once. And so it's not an exaggeration to say that without her we wouldn't be here today. And another person who came to mind was my father, who set aside his entire retirement life and basically, put in all his time, effort, and talent into bringing Vision Aid up in those early years.
About 10 years ago, a light dawned in my life when I met Ram and Revathy, the founders of Vision Aid. The focus of Vision Aid is to help the people who have deficient vision. These unfortunate people cannot read properly and they cannot conduct their life. So what Vision Aid does, that we provide the gadgets to these people to improve their eyesight. They can read and they can do other things. Not only that, we also train them in computers, programming, and in English language, so that they can have somewhat a normal life and get the jobs.
The cause of the visually impaired is very close to my heart. It is not just the visually impaired, but the entire family and friends of the visually impaired that are affected. For more than 15 years, I have been involved at the Ahmadi School for the Visually Impaired at Aligarh University. Then in 2012, we were introduced to the great work being done by Vision Aid, and I joined Vision Aid initially as a director. And then in 2014, I took on the role of its president. It has been a very satisfying journey, from vocational skills and training to teaching computers, to spoken English programs, to imparting soft skills, from the launch of the Vision Aid Online Academy to hackathons, to getting them to understand the massive open online courses so their academic journeys could continue. We have come a long way in addressing the needs of the visually impaired. Our vision, as I see it, is to reach as many visually impaired people as possible and to help them, equip them, teach them, train them, and empower them with skills that can help them lead a life of independence, total independence. It is a great canvas, and our work is very difficult and very time-consuming, as we have to work with individuals at their own pace. Now, this has only been possible due to the work of our very committed volunteers and donors and your support. If you know of anyone who can benefit from our programs, please let them know. And if you can, help us, join us, volunteer, support, or donate. Thank you so much.
Namaste. I'm so delighted to be here in Boston to stage my production, The Invincible Spare, The Legend of Skanda, on July 21st. And I'm so happy to involve all the local dance teachers and local dancers from Boston for this production. Definitely, I can promise I won't disappoint Boston audience, and it's going to be a wonderful show. Don't miss it. Please come. And of course, my daughter Kavya Muralidharan also being part of this production. All the kids from Boston area, they're putting a lot of efforts to make this show as a grand and successful show. Looking forward to see you on 21st July.